Call meeting to order. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. There are no gender adjustments right now, so is there anybody here for public comment? Yes. And due to Mr. Moeller from Hanson here, and Mr. George from Cohasset, who would be in virtual, be doing roll call votes for all motions there. So that being said, I'd like to entertain the motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Okay, motions Situate, second Hanson. All those in favor?
We don't have to do that roll call.
Oh, yeah, individual, well, just, go ahead, sorry. Cohasset,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
yes. Yes. Hoffman abstains. Said.
Okay, thank you. This one's to report brought to you by graduation. I love the picture on the internet about the young lady who's little footy in the hand there, or whatever. GPA went up.
Priorities.
Yeah. So good for her. And also we have a picture of the Situate fire truck conference team. It was 2 years worth of work. So that we get cash balances at the end of the month. It's $6.2 million. Revenues for the month, we did our May 1st billing of our local towns and received the funding for just about everybody, so everything's good. Investments, money came in. And the expenditures for the month on page 3, $982,000, roughly $1 million a year. We did do some minor adjustments of budget transfers and just fixing some of the systems from previous month. Everything looked in good shape. We do have some budget transfers to fix some of the spending numbers from line items, but overall the spending is going one-to-one target. We'll talk more about the end of the year numbers in a few minutes, but overall everything's on track. Janine and Pam continue to do a fabulous job. Into the manipulations of the numbers and making sure everything's in its proper category and making sure it's stipends and lump sum and retirement numbers. So it's end of the year's busy for Pam on the payroll side. And Janine goes out to bear on some things and everything else. So we're doing well on that piece of things. So everything's going well in the business environment. So.
And a motion on the treasurer's report. Second Whitman. Roll call vote, George Cohasset.
Cohasset, yes.
Frank Hanson. Hanson. Whitman. Yes. Noel. Aye. Yes. Hanover. Yes. Abington. Yes. And Rockland. Yes. Frank, treasurer's report.
Hanson, yes.
Thank you. That is a vote. Transfer of funds to and stabilization to transfer to stabilization, Jim.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. As I mentioned partially during the treasurer's report was that We scrubbed the numbers both on the revenue side and on the expense side to come up with a number as far as was there any bandwidth left in order to move money around at the end of the year. I mean, there were 3 motions that I left papers in for you on the desks and provided emails earlier today. So just want to take the middle motion 2 first, because that's a stabilization. I think we need 2/3.
We'll need 2/3 of the membership.
Yes.
Yes, so 6.
Yeah, we need a 2/3 vote to transfer money to stabilization. So the motion 2 is, it is hereby moved to transfer $73,366 from the FY '23 surplus revenue to transfer into the stabilization fund of the South Shore Regional School District. Per the recommendation of the superintendent director for design and renovation purposes.
I'll make that motion.
Motion Whitman, second Situate. Cohasset, George,
Cohasset, yes.
Franklin Hanson,
Hanson, yes.
Whitman, yes. Noel. Aye. Situate, yes. Hanover, yes. Abington,
Yes.
and Rockland, yes. That is a vote.
Thank you. The motion number 1 was, so now will be number 2. It is hereby moved to encumber $434,760 from the FY '23 surplus revenue to fund the contract of 3 new buses per the recommendation of the superintendent director. We have a lease contract for the 3 new buses, propane buses to come in. And with the surplus this year, we have a contract, we can encumber the money. And by doing it now, we're saving $34,000.
About 45.
$45,000 in charges, so it's a financially savvy move to be able to, we have the funds to pay off the lease, and pretty much it's a purchase of 3 buses for this year, so that would be the motion number 2.
I'll make that motion.
Motion Whitman,
I have
second Situate.
a question. Does this pay off the buses or no?
Precisely.
Beautiful.
And what was that number again, Jim?
$434,760.
Should have a sheet.
Okay.
And what that ends up doing is that this will replace the 3 diesel buses that were in the parking lot right now.
Yeah.
So we'll be all propane at this point once these buses.
Nice.
So,
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments before we go to a vote? Okay. Seeing none, hearing none, we'll start off with George and Cohasset.
Yes. Cohasset, yes.
Franklin Hanson,
Hanson, yes.
Whitman? Yes. Noel?
Aye.
Situate? Yes. Hanover? Yes. Abington?
Yes.
And Rockland, yes. That is a vote.
And motion number 3 is to hereby move to encumber $90,000 from the FY '23 surplus revenue for vocational equipment per the recommendation of the superintendent director. Again, this is just identifying needs for equipment that we need in the building, and again, we have the excess revenue to do that today. And on the recommendation, I believe legal counsel, any capital type of movements, we do it prior to the end of the year, just to make sure that everything's on course. We'll have other recommendations in July, once the numbers are finally, the end of the fiscal year numbers are finalized. So, but this is a capital item that we're looking for a vote tonight for.
Good. I'll make that motion.
Second.
Smart. Go ahead.
Motion Whitman, second Noel. Discussion? I just have a question. Would this be spent on the items that, I know Keith worked hard on getting grant money, so these are the things that are other pieces of equipment that we may need that we didn't get by grant.
These are priority equipment items that would most likely have been part of a fiscal '25 budget proposal, and now they won't be.
Okay.
Right, it's a smart move. It's just-
I just question for the record, that's all.
That's accurate.
Okay. So we'll vote there. George from Cohasset,
Cohasset, yes.
Franklin Hanson,
Hanson, yes.
Whitman, please. Noel. Situate, yes. Hanover, yes. Abington, yes. And Rockland, yes. That is a vote. Is there anything else?
Not on the transfers.
Yeah, warrants. Number 22, 22A, 23, 23.1, 23A, and 24, totaling $1,400,440.92.
Motion Situate. Second Hanover. Go to a vote. Yeah, anybody have a discussion? Okay, hearing none, not seeing none. George Cohasset.
Yes, Cohasset, yes.
Frank Hanson.
Hanson, yes.
Whitman? Yes. Norwell?
Aye.
Situate? Yes. Hanover? Yes. Abington? Yes. Rockland, yes. That is a vote. Okay.
And my final motion for tonight would be the budget transfers. Again, as we're going through the end of the year, the last few months, we've had some transfers back and forth between accounts. This month, we're looking for a $39,000 transfer, $23,000 to life insurance, $5,000 into lease equipment, $3,500 into munis contracts, and $27,500 into the electricity, with the money coming out of salaries and wages, which are identified savings.
I'll make that motion.
Motion Whitman. Second Hanover. Any discussion? Seeing none, hearing none. George Cohasset?
Cohasset, yes.
Hanson, yes. Hanson, yes.
Situate? Yes. Hanover? Yes. Abington?
Yes.
And Rockland is a yes. That is a vote. Now, any other updates, Jim?
No, I think good.
Okay. Superintendent Director.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Very briefly, I'd update you that we have, we've started our visioning process with the MSBA and our project team. That actually began last night with a cross-section of staff, students, and parents. We have the purpose of the visioning session is to, I likened it to, the design team is going to, they're going to come up with a menu of options. The visioning is where we start to choose the ingredients. We talk about what we value in a school. We talk about what we value in terms of its architecture, how it responds to the community, and what we need for instruction. So last night was the first of 3 sessions. There will be what they call a public session, if you will, where we're going to send, and that'll be on July 13th. This is all on Zoom, by the way. And rest assured, I'll be sending this information to representatives from all of our district towns in the hopes that members of various governing bodies or interested members of the public would join to get an update on what the committee has talked about. These documents are an essential part of the beginning process for design. And just to restate what you've heard many times, eventually, this eventually leads into the development of an educational plan. That plan is what the designers begin to work on in terms of some possible options. It will eventually, by the end of this calendar year, lead us to narrowing down with the school building committee a preferred option. And it should eventually lead to an action of this committee for something in probably early 2025 to go to the voters. So we've got a lot of work ahead of us. I'm happy that we're able to get it started and that we had a strong response from parents and staff to get that process started. I'll also make a quick mention that it's June 21st and we've been out of school for a week. And this feels weird. So, but certainly we have to mark the end of the school year, and I'll turn it over to Mark and Sandy for end of the year reports.
Good evening. I'll let you know what we've been up to. So the last time we were together, most of us, was June 3rd, where we graduated 155 seniors celebrating with their families on a damp but delightful day. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
On the 13th of June, we met with the families of approximately 175 freshmen and their families. And we are grateful to our sending towns for supporting and thankful to Amy Dow for her hard work in getting all the students enrolled and engaged at South Shore Tech in the early part of June. Later that evening, we gave out over 250 Night of Excellence awards to our rising sophomores, juniors, and seniors for their outstanding efforts at South Shore Tech. And our most important award of the evening was the award for the Sandy Smith Service Award, which to rising senior in allied health, Lily McGann. She's a hardworking drummer, so you haven't heard too much from her. She leads from within, but I bet you'll be hearing more and seeing more from her as she enters her senior year. The personalized community outreach that allows this program to happen is really due to the coordination and is great part thanks to our administrative professionals, Lori Litchfield, Nancy Fitzgibbons, Nicole Connor, who worked hard to get the event off the ground right on the heels of our graduation. On June 14th, we celebrated the end of the school year with many educators and administrators found enjoying each other's company with a round of golf at the Rolfton Golf Course. We appreciated that. Lisa Valentoni is our ambassador of fun, and she is credited with organizing that end of the year outing that really saw a full spectrum of educators from across the school district, including coaches who are not on staff. So it was nice to catch up with some folks. On June 15th, the day after school had got out, under Katie Berry's leadership, we began our extended school year and our credit recovery programs for students who need them. So it has been bustling here. Today, we are awaiting the results of the National Skills USA competitions in Atlanta, where our digital visual communication students Brooke Salk and Sophia Grasso are competing, and they are supported by our Skills USA advisors, Lisa Bellatoni and Carolyn Mikowski. Coming soon on July 10th, we will be launching our summer programs for 150, already registered 150 middle school students in our 9 of our vocational programs. Keith Coyle has done an excellent job building this program. There's still some space available, so if folks are interested, they can find that information on our school website. Involved are automotive, carpentry, culinary, CIT, digital visual communications, electrical, horticulture, manufacturing, engineering technologies, and health application development. So a great showing. It's been a lively off season of just a week, and I'm grateful for the professionalism and dedication of the school administrators, teachers, and paraprofessionals that are making SST a year-round, day and night destination. I want to take a minute to thank you all for your grace in my gap at graduation, where I failed to properly recognize the success and talent of our football team under the leadership of Matt Doyle. On December 22nd, 2022, they topped Neshoba Valley to win the Massachusetts Small Schools Vocational Crown. So all credit to those seniors who played on that team. So thank you very much.
Great job.
So, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to, Mr. Aubrey.
I don't have any official reports. I just want to thank all of you for the last 24 years, the brethren before you. So I'm moving on, and I wish nothing but the best for South Shore Tech. And Sandy and the team and Tom in great shape. You guys are going to be a fabulous school, and I will be touring when you get that new school because I want to see it, okay?
Help me through it.
And Mr. Chair, members of the committee, on behalf of all of our gratitude for Mark's service, I'm not sure if we pulled this off or not, but.
All right, I gotta get a different car because I did not bring the car for that.
Well, you know how to get here.
Yeah, thank you. An Adirondack chair, courtesy of our conference.
Well deserved, Mike.
That's what we do here. We work together.
But you need to put a little hook on that for cowboy hat.
You know what? I'll put one in.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mark.
Good luck.
What's he gonna do?
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
You're welcome. Even though I wish him the best, but not that good in luck in the sports over there at Blue Hills.
Dr. 7 to Saturdays.
New business.
New business. The out-of-state school field trip, sorry. I have a motion here for an out-of-state field trip going to Indianapolis, that for the FFA?
The national competition.
Yes.
I will make that motion.
Okay. It's a great honor for us to be
Can I go?
part of that.
I got friends out there.
You got friends in
Motion Hanover, second Situate.
They have cranberry bog out there?
If they did, just the oil would be going. I have a motion from Hanover, second by Situate. And That will vote on that. Anybody have a question or anything on that? Okay, not hearing none, seeing none, go to a vote. George for Cohasset?
Cohasset, yes.
Hanson, yes.
We have a donation from Mr. Dan Black, salesman at Ford LLC in Walton Spa in New York. About 2-gauge vacuum pump, totaling expenses $1,200 to the HVAC program. I'll second this. No, I don't think so. Motion Situate, second Whitman. Anybody have a question on this? All those in favor of this here, we go to a vote. George?
Yes. Cohasset, yes.
Hanson?
Hanson, yes.
Whitman? Yes. Norwell? Aye. Situate? Yes. Hanover?
Yes.
Abington?
Yes.
And Rockland, yes. That is a vote. And then we have, what's that? So we have surplus equipment. Culinary. Yeah, culinary. Quickly, culinary. That's. Apologize. We have here culinary, quite the list here of surplus equipments, culinary. Everybody has it in their packet. The total value is about $3,000 going out there.
I'll make a
Surplus.
motion.
It's a 12 burner range. There. So motion Hanover. Second Situate. All those in favor of that, we'll go to a vote. George from Cohasset.
Cohasset, yes.
Whitman. Yes. Hanson.
Hanson, yes.
Noel. Situate. Yes. Hanover. Yes. Abington.
Yes.
And Rockland, yes. Now we have the surplus for a kettle combo unit. Again, total value is $3,000. The total value actually is $2,000, sorry. And that we recommended there, so that is coming from, again, culinary. And I'll be entertaining a motion on that one. So moved. Situate.
Second.
And second, Hanover. George from Cohasset.
Cohasset, yes.
Franklin Hanson.
Hanson, yes.
Whitman. Yes. Noel. Aye. Situate. Yes. Hanover.
Yes.
Abington.
Yes.
And Rockland, yes. Okay, we have the last one here is a 12 burner, I guess, again, range, 31 range.
That might be a duplicate.
Oh, it's a duplicate page.
It's a convection oven
Yeah.
on the back.
Okay, yeah, so now we're on the convention oven, sorry. Convention oven, value about $1,500. Again, it's going out to, for surplus. So, Frank from Hanson, I'll do a motion, sorry.
Motion.
Motion Whitman, second Situate. Frank from Hanson,
Hanson, yes.
Cohasset, yes.
Yes, right, here you go, Whitman. Yes. Norwell. Yes. Situate. Hanover.
Yes.
Abington.
Yes.
And Rockland, yes. That's all, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Any requests for action? Seeing none? Okay. Then turn it over to my worthy person from Whitman, now that he's awake.
Motion to adjourn, no, do we?
Second.
Motion, Whitman, second, Abington. George Cohasset,
Cohasset, yes.
Frank from Hanson.
Hanson, yes.
Whitman, yes. Norwell. Situate, yes. Hanover, yes. Abington.
Yes.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We have